Can you and Ferrari find the speed to beat this guy over a whole season this year?
Have the answer now, we try. So it's a long season. If it was one race, it's a different story, but it's a lot of races.
Do you think this could be your most effective Australian Grand Prix for a while?
Believe so. Yeah, we had a good winter. It's all. I think it's all there in front of us now, and
Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, yeah. And I'm feeling good.
It's lights out and away we go. It's a good start from Hamilton. Raikkonen comes across, cuts off Sebastian Vettel. Verstappen's in the hunt as well. Hamilton will lead them into turn one, and there goes Kimi Raikkonen ahead of Sebastian Vettel. Great start from Kevin Magnussen. He's got ahead there. Comes then Magnussen, then comes Verstappen, then comes RoZe after him. Hulkenberg, Ricciardo, and then Sainz and Alonso in 10th.
Basically, Verstappen fancied to go at the Ferraris, backed off, and didn't make any allowance for the fast-starting Magnussen.
Ricciardo down the inside he goes. That looked nice and easy for Daniel Ricciardo, but Hulkenberg will now fight him back again. He's got the inside line, but Ricciardo just chops him off.
Nice job, mate. Nice job.
Meanwhile, back to Magnussen and Verstappen.
Well, with Verstappen tucked up, we have
Very, very slowly. That was Kevin Magnussen. After pitting in the Haas and after performing superbly well in the opening 22 laps of this race, Kevin Magnussen, by the looks of it, Martin, would you think one of those wheels isn't attached properly? Hamilton has to adhere to the virtual safety car time. Vettel didn't have to adhere to that because he's under the pit lane rules and regulations, and he is ahead now of Lewis Hamilton.
What just happened, guys? Why didn't you tell me about those in the pits? What happened, guys? We're just reviewing Lewis.
And those two four-time world champions are going to finish 1 and 2 this afternoon. And like it was 12 months ago, it is Sebastian Vettel who comes home to win the Australian Grand Prix. Ferrari take the opening salvo in 2018. Vettel wins from Hamilton. It's lights out and away we go. Vettel gets away very well. Hamilton tries to get past Nico Hulkenberg straight away, and it's Sebastian Vettel from there's Kevin Magnussen making contact and having to run wide and almost chopping off the front wing of Esteban Ocon. As down towards the headman we go now. Magnussen on the inside of Nico Hulkenberg. What a lap it's been for the Haas driver, trying to make places back up again. And that is Sergio Perez spinning around in the hairpin. We're on board now with Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton down in 9th place already, going very nicely indeed up into 12th place. But Sebastian Vettel leads from Bottas, from Raikkonen, from Ricciardo, Gasly. Good start from him, from Magnussen, from Ocon, Hulkenberg, and then Alonso. Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton dueling, going into turn 1. Verstappen on the inside, they'll go wheel to wheel. Fernando Alonso's got to watch out, and they make contact. Verstappen gets past and almost runs over the front wing of Lewis Hamilton as he moves himself up into 10th place. Who's got a puncture? Looks like Hamilton slowing a little bit. Verstappen's got a puncture.
puncture with that contact. Hamilton steams back past, so Verstappen getting punchy. Lewis wouldn't let him go.
Gasly breezes past, starting 9th on the grid, is now up now to Bottas. They can now go to the end of the race on those medium compound tyres. That Ferrari, Hamilton has been on these tyres since the first lap in this race. Sebastian Vettel came in on lap 18 to change onto his soft compound tyres. How long can Hamilton keep Vettel at bay? This is slowing Sebastian Vettel down all the time. He's stuck behind the Mercedes.
There'll be party mode down the pit straight, whatever they like to call it, because the longer he can keep Vettel at bay, the better. It destroys Vettel's strategy. He's going to have to stop one more time than Hamilton. But look, he's in the slipstream. DRS, nothing Hamilton can do about that.
You can hear the cheers from the grandstands as Sebastian Vettel blasts past Lewis Hamilton and back into the lead of the Bahrain Grand Prix.
And he will definitely... Oh no!
Oh no, Kimi Räikkönen out and has hit one of the mechanics. Survives that one. Lap 18, he put those tyres on. He is nursing them home towards the end of 57 laps to emulate Michael Schumacher, Nico Rosberg, Jenson Button and Lewis Hamilton, who all won their 200th Grand Prix start. And in his 200th Grand Prix start, Sebastian Vettel wins the Bahrain Grand Prix for a second win in 2018.
These tires were done. They were done for the last 10 laps. Grazie ragazzi, mamma mia. Mamma mia. Grazie davvero.
It's lights out and away we go. Good start from Vettel, good start from Räikkönen. Vettel does cut across to block out his teammate. Bottas ahead of Hamilton. Ricciardo on the inside is cut out by Verstappen, and Hulkenberg is trying to get past Ricciardo round the outside in turn one. They've all avoided the usual chaos through the first couple of corners. Sebastian Vettel out in front ahead of Valtteri Bottas and Kimi Räikkönen. Force India running a little bit wide there, kicking up a little bit of dirt, but they're all through and onto the hairpin.
So with Vettel squeezing Räikkönen, he had to lift out on the way into turn one and has put Räikkönen down the field. Hamilton similarly got out of position, so it's Verstappen that's up into third place.
Alright, don't get greedy now, mate. That's good, settle down.
Verstappen third, Räikkönen fourth. Hamilton tried to dive down the inside. Räikkönen blocked him off there. Hamilton is looking to get on with this and make up for the opening few. Here comes Valtteri Bottas. This is very tight indeed. Sebastian Vettel comes out. Bottas gets past Sebastian Vettel. The undercut has worked round the outside on Kimi Räikkönen. Bottas will now have the inside line if he can just hang on there into turn three. Very nice indeed, but he hasn't got it completed just yet. Kimi Räikkönen going wide. Sebastian Vettel slots behind his teammate now as Valtteri Bottas takes the lead in the Chinese Grand Prix. For one half moment, Räikkönen tried to dive down the inside. That didn't work for him. Worked for Sebastian Vettel, who now pits, and one of the Red Bulls has dived into the pits. It's Max Verstappen.
Right in front of me, so he's going to put the soft tyres on. And this is a gift for anybody who was worried about getting to the end on those white stripe medium
And it's
tyres.
a double stack for Red Bull, because in comes Ricciardo as well. Mercedes and Ferrari, they didn't have the time to win.
The safety car came out at the wrong time for them. They couldn't get in the pit, some of them.
We are green, we are racing again, and we end lap 35 with Valtteri Bottas in the lead. From Sebastian Vettel and Lewis Hamilton going wide is Kevin Magnussen. Nico Hulkenberg picks him off out of that final corner. Max Verstappen holds off Kimi Räikkönen, and behind here Fernando Alonso and Roman Grosjean going wheel to wheel into turn one. Fernando Alonso stays ahead of Roman Grosjean. There's Carlos Sainz getting in on the action as well. It was a big Daniel Ricciardo late braking, gets past Kimi Räikkönen as Verstappen has a look at Lewis Hamilton. Well, they're very nearly, they touch again. Verstappen, in his eagerness to get past Lewis Hamilton, has lost out to his teammate Daniel Ricciardo. He runs off the road. Should Verstappen just have bided his time a little bit there? Gaining down that back straight. Ricciardo goes for it from a long way back. This would be sensational if he makes it. And do you know what? He has made it.
He's a racing burglar, isn't he, Ricciardo? He's always stealing races. Can he steal this one?
And down the inside goes Max Verstappen on Lewis Hamilton. He's been caught by a Red Bull again, and he didn't have the grip to defend. And Verstappen, after running wide 3 laps ago, has caught the Mercedes and now passed him. Hamilton down into 5th, Verstappen up to 4th. He's going, and Sebastian Vettel is gone. Daniel Ricciardo is up into 2nd place, and that one was the easier move. Verstappen on the inside of Vettel, they have touched.
Max.
That was in inevitable.
Struggling for grip.
Here we go. Bottas covers it off, but he can't cover it off totally. Ricciardo somehow finds a gap there. And Daniel Ricciardo to take the lead of the Chinese Grand Prix.
Come on. Get it, girl. Get it.
Retired from 4 of the last 6 races. He had a turbo failure in practice. He very nearly missed out on qualifying. He has made every single opportunity that's come his way today. Ricciardo wins the Chinese Grand Prix. Behind him, Bottas makes it home to second place, ahead of Kimi Räikkönen, with Max Verstappen finishing in 4th place. Sebastian Vettel was leading this race. He's going to come home to finish in 8th place. Alonso ahead of him, Hulkenberg in 6th. Lewis Hamilton will finish 4th because Max Verstappen takes a 10-second penalty, and that 10 seconds drops him behind Lewis Hamilton.
Yes, boys.
Amazing job, mate. That was absolutely clinical moves.
Hope it lights the way right into your yesterday.
And it's lights out, and away we go. Vettel and Hamilton both get away well, and Kimi Räikkönen too, pressurising Daniel Ricciardo into turn 1 as Vettel leads Hamilton, leads Bottas. Ricciardo, Verstappen running wide, Räikkönen then just behind him, and he might have a look into turn 2. So far, all getting away cleanly, and there's Ricciardo just getting ahead of Verstappen, and there's damage. There could have been a front wing, one of the Force Indias. There's contact down into turn 2, Paul.
Yeah, it looks like somebody's lost a front wing, you can see, and it looks like there's a lot of
There's
debris.
a lot of debris flying around, Paul. There's also a lot of sparks as well. Sorry, just to cut in there as Räikkönen and Ocon in their collision. Ocon is out of the race. Kimi Räikkönen into Esteban Ocon. Down Fernando Alonso, and Alonso now on the inside. And this is where, and this is the start from Sergei Sorokin's perspective.
Whoa, that was so nearly a big accident there.
Sideline going through into turn 3. Brilliant racing from all 3 drivers. Max Verstappen struggling, Ricciardo's passing him, Sergei Sorokin's passing Lance Stroll as well into turn 1, and the 2 Red Bulls might have touched there as well. Verstappen aggressively defending
left,
but he's going to try and dive down the inside. They have crashed. They've gone into each other.
Twice, I think that's the issue.
How can he be ahead of us? He was in front at 12 seconds and he had the gap pit for the safety car.
The safety car, not for the first time this season, has helped one driver over another. Here, Paul.
Oh, he's just dropped himself. Trying to get temperature.
That's going to keep the safety car out for a lot longer. As Hamilton's going to dive down the inside, Räikkönen as well. Sebastian Vettel goes down the inside and he locks up, and that's going to cost him 1 and 2 and maybe 3 places. Oh, there's a puncture for Valtteri Bottas.
He ran across some debris. He ran across debris that was on the track.
Hamilton takes the lead. Bottas in the lead has now got a puncture here in Azerbaijan on this Sunday evening. He takes the checker flag now to win in Baku. It is Hamilton ahead of Räikkönen, ahead of Sergio Perez, who picks up what at one stage was a very unlikely podium. Force India can celebrate that. They're back in business. Crazy race. Could be race in Baku every week. And it's lights out, and away we go. And it's the dash down to turn 1 then. Who's going to come out on top? Lewis Hamilton ahead of Valtteri Bottas. Sebastian Vettel trying to find a way past Kimi Räikkönen, then Verstappen and Ricciardo. And now the inside goes Fernando Alonso. Hamilton into the lead. Sebastian Vettel goes second ahead of Valtteri Bottas. Running wide is Stoffel Van Dorn and also Charles Leclerc.
Ferrari ahead of the Mercedes.
Someone's gone off. Quite a few have gone off there. You can see. To lead, 17.7 seconds clear of his teammate Valtteri Bottas, so I think he's just running now 4th second place, Martin. Make sure his tyres get to the end. Now they've taken that gamble with it to just put in a one-stop strategy. Lewis Hamilton on his way for a 30th consecutive points finish, the first man ever to finish in the points for 30 consecutive races. He's going to break Michael Schumacher's record as well and notch up his 41st win from pole position as Hamilton takes the win at the Spanish Grand Prix, and it was a win. Lights out and away we go. 227 metres down to turn 1. Ricciardo and Vettel getting very close together. Ricciardo leads from Vettel, from Hamilton, from Raikkonen, Bottas, and Ocon just staying ahead of Fernando Alonso. Through Beau Rivage we go and rising up towards Casino Square. Kimi Raikkonen right behind Lewis Hamilton. Ricciardo pulling away from Sebastian Vettel. We're on board with Max Verstappen, who's already got past Grosjean and Magnussen right at the start.
Perfect start from Ricciardo, moved over just to check the Ferrari up a little bit and then took his position nicely in the braking zone. Very well behaved through Saint-Denis, I must say, and they were side by side, a lot of them up the hill, and that is not really an overtaking place. Van Dorn's trying to go around the outside, thankfully with no damage to anybody.
Losing power.
Losing power was what Daniel Ricciardo just said. A lock-up from Sebastian Vettel.
Just keep it focused, mate. Keep it focused.
Yeah, I got no power though. Will it get better?
Negative, Daniel. Negative.
Gearbox.
Okay, Fernando, understood.
Gasly has got past Fernando Alonso, who seemed to be cruising into Saint-Denis. He has stopped and he's out of it. Give it back. He's going to go for it. Of course he is. He's Max Verstappen. Down towards the chicane he goes. This time he's cut the chicane but comes back over the curb and still stays ahead. What is Leclerc's problem? And is Leclerc actually going to go for it here? And oh, he can't stop! And he has gone straight on into Brendan Hartley. You could see that that was coming. Charles Leclerc's first ever home Grand Prix in Monaco has ended with retirement and big damage as well to the Toro Rosso of Brendan Hartley.
You did see his left front brake fail as soon as he hit the brakes. Puff of black carbon dust and brake failure then. It won't slow down. He did actually rub the barrier, but the problem came before that.
It's redemption day for Daniel Ricciardo. He wins the Monaco Grand Prix and he will celebrate that for a long, long time to come. It's lights out and away we go. Verstappen does start very well. Sebastian Vettel covers it across. Bottas has got a fight on his hands against Verstappen and he loses out, but going into turn 2 tries to fight back again. It's wheel to wheel as Vettel goes away. Bottas gets ahead of Max Verstappen. Then comes Lewis Hamilton. Daniel Ricciardo ahead of Kimi Raikkonen and Esteban Ocon on the inside going into the chicane of Nico Hülkenberg, but just a bit too far back. Oh, and there's a massive crash. It's Brendan Hartley and he's got tangled up with Lance Stroll, and coming out of that chicane, Hartley got squeezed up against the fence. The Williams, an innocent bystander in that, and for the second race running, Brendan Hartley is out. This time it wasn't a car crashing into him, it was him crashing into Lance Stroll, and it was Stroll just ahead who left him no room whatsoever. These things happen on the first lap in Canada. Sergio Perez in the Force India getting it all wrong down at turn 1. Cold tyres, cold brakes, it's caught him out. As Raikkonen now makes his way out on the super soft tyres. There is the Red Bull of Daniel Ricciardo, and there's the Williams of Sergei Sorokin, and Hamilton just behind him. Sorokin wanted to move out of the way, but did get in the way. And is that going to hamper Hamilton? No, he just stays ahead of Kimi Raikkonen. That could have been all sorts of bother there, but in the end, no real harm done.
Okay, this is strap 5, it's hammer time.
Raikkonen in the top 6, bit detached. Hamilton's trying to gain on Daniel Ricciardo, who's responded. The checker flag is being waved. but we're waiting for the race leader on that checkered flag, and Sebastian Vettel is out and turns 8 and 7 at the moment.
Tell them not to wave the checkered flag when it's not done yet.
And he will retake the championship lead. Sebastian Vettel wins the Canadian Grand Prix and has led this race from start to finish.
Bottas finishing ahead of Verstappen. Ricciardo comfortably then ahead of Hamilton after all that.
It's lights out and away we go. The top two get away very well. Sebastian Vettel is now in hot pursuit as they head down towards turn 1, and Carlos Sainz looking for room as well. Hamilton leads, there's contact in the back, someone's lost some debris, and Bottas is turned round. Verstappen goes on the inside run. Sebastian Vettel's lost places too, and that's Kevin Magnussen in the Haas, making up a few places that he's got to give back. Hamilton, Verstappen, Sainz, Ricciardo, Charles Leclerc going down the inside as well, and they're all jockeying for position.
Incredible start, 2 Red Bulls doing very well, and still another 5 cars
and
off the racetrack.
Lost a wheel, sorry Martin, to butt in. It's a Force India of Esteban Ocon, has lost one of his wheels right at the back. So we've got Kevin Magnussen, Romain Grosjean, one of the Haas is getting contact with Sebastian Vettel. They are still going, no safety car as yet. Yes, now we've got it. Safety car has been deployed. Daniel Ricciardo, who's up into 3rd place. Ricciardo has slipped past Carlos Sainz, and it's Mercedes, Red Bull and Red Bull in the podium places at the moment. There goes Vettel on Nico Hülkenberg. He's got the move down the inside. Sebastian Vettel, another one at Le Beausset, who thinks that is a proper overtaking move, and that was a proper overtaking move. He is up into the points. Sebastian Vettel, guess what? He's making another overtake. Kevin Magnussen this time. Here goes Bottas. Bottas likes this corner, doesn't he, for an overtake? He's now going wheel to wheel with Grosjean through Le Beausset and squeezes the Haas off the track there in a very nice manner indeed. Firm but fair from Valtteri Bottas, and Grosjean just had to back off. DRS assistance, the drag reduction system, the wing opening for Sebastian Vettel. Look how he's gaining on the Renault all the time. He's getting a great slipstream as well. He has comfortably passed the Renault. Into the pits comes Daniel Ricciardo. So as he pits now, Kimi Räikkönen moves ahead. It's a pretty good stop, 2.5 seconds by the crew. We're still waiting to see Ricciardo. Here he comes now. Verstappen goes through. Sebastian Vettel does find himself in the middle of the 2 Red Bulls. Here goes Kimi Räikkönen again. Down that Mistral straight, wheel to wheel with Ricciardo, and he has got way more pace than Ricciardo, locks up into the bargain as well as Kimi cuts in front of him, and he is up into the podium. Lewis Hamilton takes the checkered flag and wins the French Grand Prix here at Circuit Paul Ricard. Mercedes-Benz back to winning ways, and Hamilton, for the first time since Spain, back on top of the podium.
Great work, guys. Great work.
Sebastian, on your point of view, what happened in the start?
My start was too good, so I got stuck. Obviously the way to turn 1 is not too long, otherwise I could have tried the inside, but yeah, and then the outside was gaining speed towards the end with the slipstream, and I was stuck, so I couldn't go right, I couldn't go left, I couldn't go in the front. I tried to get out of it, but I had 0 grip, and then unfortunately hit Valtteri, so it's a shame because first of all, for him, he had nothing to do with it. I think he did well. He tried to obviously defend his 2nd place and then got hit. But fortunately, in a way, we both could continue. For me, it was the nose. For him, was only a puncture. But yeah, I ruined his race, so I apologized already. But also for us, obviously, not the result that we wanted today.
No, for me, I saw the guys getting a big toe into turn 1, and I was like, okay, I've got to break late and deep to try and keep this position. And so, because all I could see is red in my mirrors, made it through the corner, and then I saw some smoke, and I knew I was in the clear. But then I was sad to see Valtteri get taken out, because he'd done such a great job through the weekend, and
Lewis, what are the regulations on things like that? Because Vettel has admitted fault. Do you think a 5-second penalty was enough?
I think it was. It looks like it was kind of a racing incident, but avoidable. And 5 seconds doesn't seem like anything. It's nothing in the end of the day. But it was a lot to Valtteri. You know, he lost second place. It's a huge amount of points. That affects the championship. That affects the team's championship position. You know, it's costly for us and not costly for him. So, and it's not meant to be pointed at him. It's just the racing. For us all racing, you shouldn't be able to take someone out and then finish ahead of them. Still, kind of get away with it. You know what I mean? So whether or not it's 5, 10, or whatever it is, I don't know what it should have been. I don't know. That's not my job to think about those things. But yeah, if it was me, I would feel. If I was Sebastian, I would feel, geez, I got away with that.
It's lights out and away we go. Very good start from Kimi Räikkönen, Bottas, and Hamilton having to watch out as he steams down the middle. Bottas is going to get squeezed out here. Hamilton takes the lead ahead of Räikkönen, and then Bottas Räikkönen goes wide for Verstappen, and starting well, Vettel going wide and Leclerc as well. It's Hamilton, Räikkönen, Verstappen, Bottas down into fourth. He's had a dreadful start the pole sitter, and towards turn 3 we go now. And Kimi Räikkönen trying to make his way around the outside, and he's locked up. He's going to lose places now as Verstappen comes out on the inside. Räikkönen rejoins the track just ahead of the Red Bull, and there's the Renault. Oh, Carlos Sainz going wide as well, and at the back there's a damage to a front wing from the Stoffel Red Bull. Build my Valtteri Bottas, the pole sitter, is retiring from this race, and what has happened to his car?
There we go, Grofty, just keep an eye on this one. Yeah, and this is going to be
That's Lewis Hamilton, and he's pulling over, and Lewis Hamilton, the championship leader, is out of this race. I'll leave you choking on every word you left unspoken. We build all that you've broken, and now you know everyone will shape me. Every scar will build my throne.
Oh, this feels good. Oh, yes.
Vettel from Bottas and Hamilton. Hamilton's gone round and he's clashed, and Kimi Räikkönen involved as well. That is massive disappointment for the British crowd. Verstappen ahead of Ricciardo, ahead of Räikkönen, then Nico Hülkenberg, and then comes the Sauber of Charles Leclerc.
Yeah. triple homicide, put me in a chair, yeah. Trip across the plug, we do not play fair, yeah. Got them tennis chains on, and they real blingy. Draco make you do the chicken head like chingy. Walking Neiman Marcus and
Power, Mercedes power, that is no contest. That's like heavyweight against flyweight, quite frankly.
I told you, yeah, I told you, but I don't have a front end anymore.
Yeah, bitch, be careful when you dumping your action. I ain't no sucker, I ain't cuffing no action. The streets raised me, I'm a whole bastard. I bought a Rari just so I can go faster. Niggas tryna copy me, they plan catch up. I might pull up in a ghost, no Casper.
Raikkonen keeping clear of the other Red Bull as they make their way through Club, and now Kimi Raikkonen can get a good slipstream behind Max Verstappen and continue his pursuit. Out in front, Valtteri Bottas from Sebastian Vettel on their way down towards finish.
Yeah, Hamilton struggling for warm-up, initial grip, it seemed to me.
He actually might have a bit more trouble on his hands as Sebastian Vettel goes down the inside of Valtteri Bottas. What a late move, what a late lunge, what a brilliant move. Hamilton now has a go at Valtteri Bottas, and Hamilton moves up into second place, and whether that was orchestrated or not, that is a very important place swap and position change for Hamilton.
Bit of oversteer on the exit, and now he's a sitting duck. That's what he should have done when Vettel was coming at him.
Kimi Raikkonen up then into the podium places.
Like Reggie Mill, chopper sting you like a eel, dog. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
As Sebastian Vettel wins the British Grand Prix and leads home Lewis Hamilton in second place and Kimi Raikkonen in third.
I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 shooters ready to gun you down. Ready to gun you down. Ready to gun you down. Ready to gun you down.
Lewis, you closed the first lap in last position, but you scored 18 points. Did you think it was possible after the first lap to score so much points?
Yes. I had to have that mentality. I was lost and I still believed that I could win. I had to keep that mentality to get back to where I was.
Do you think it was the start the problem of this race, or was the corner tree the problem?
No, it was a Ferrari hitting me.
Kimi, tell us about those last few laps. You were charging and passing and really moving up.
Yeah, obviously the beginning was far from ideal. Looked the wheel and went hit Lewis on the rear right corner. Then we shot the penalty, and it was tricky with Red Bull for whatever reason. Every time we got close to them or behind them, it seems to be very difficult to follow them. It seems to be just different than any other car, and yeah, we had some fights with them beginning of the race and in the end, and managed to finally get past them. And then I think the Mercedes somehow was more easy to follow, much less affecting on my car, and yeah, we got a pretty decent run out of 3 every lap. So yeah, got the momentum and managed to pass. So it was okay, but obviously I think a bit far from ideal. That's how it goes.
Lewis, on the podium you said interesting tactics, I would say, from this side, appearing to look at the Ferrari drivers. Do you in any way think that turn 3 collision was deliberate?
All I'd say is just that there's now two races that the Ferraris have taken out, one in the Mercedes. And a 5-second penalty and a 10-second penalty doesn't appear to feel, ultimately it spoils a race. It's a lot of points that ultimately Valtteri and I have lost in those two scenarios. And of course, it is a racing situation. I mean, I don't know. I couldn't see behind me, but I know we just got to work hard to try and position ourselves better so that we are not exposed to the red cars, because who knows when that's going to happen again. So we've got to make sure that we work hard together as a team to try and lock out the front row and make sure we're fully ahead of these guys.
Hamilton, who's having a bit of a wretched time and some really ragged laps here.
Here's one change.
Got to get it back to the pits.
And he's stuck in 4th gear then, Martin.
That's a bit of luck if he is, and not neutral.
Trying to qualify, and this is Hamilton getting out of his Mercedes car. He's trying to push it back into the pits. Down at turn 10, Lewis Hamilton stopped the car. He's trying to get it moving again.
It's at least the second time he's been off in qualifying.
Yeah, it was some really ragged laps going on, and I mentioned through turn 1, did that jolt disrupt the car? Just looking at him by the side of the car, Martin, here's a man who came into the paddock this morning looking far from 100%.
Stop. Negative. It's troubling.
No, stop. Loss of hydraulic. Stop. Good scrap PU.
Stop.
PU risk. This is a PU risk.
Sebastian Vettel just starting his flying lap now, and Raikkonen goes wide at the final corner, but only second fastest for him. Valtteri Bottas into the stadium sector he goes, and he's just a few hundredths down on that provisional pole time of Sebastian Vettel, but Vettel on this latest lap going even faster still. So it's all to play for, but it's advantage Sebastian Vettel as Bottas round the final corner he goes, much tidier than Kimi Raikkonen, crosses the line, provisional pole for Valtteri Bottas. Toto Wolff cannot believe where that has come from. That surprise, shock and delight might turn into even more surprise, even more shock, but horror, because Sebastian Vettel, if he holds this lap together, could absolutely smash the track record here at Hockenheim. Vettel crosses the line now, and it is pole position for Sebastian Vettel in front of his home fans and a delighted Ferrari garage. It's a 1:11.2. Take that, an advantage Vettel.
Yes, P1. Here is the German Löwe.
Well done, mate. Adrenalin. Grazie ragazzi, danke. Die Kisch ist gelaufen. Grazie a tutti. Grazie. Grande emozione oggi, grazie. Grazie per questa macchina. Thank you guys.
It's lights out, away we go. Bottas reacted quickest. Can he now catch Sebastian Vettel? Great battle between the two Renaults. Into turn 1 we go, and they're all keeping it clean. Vettel ahead of Bottas, going wide there is Romain Grosjean, might lose a place as a result. Down towards turn 2, and it's Bottas ahead of Raikkonen, locking up his
Ferrari.
Now Lewis Hamilton going all the way around the outside of the Sachs curve, and Hamilton might just have picked up a place on Sunday's race leader was Sebastian Vettel. Kimi Raikkonen has just set a new fastest lap of the race, and Daniel Ricciardo is out. So for the second time in 3 races we have lost Daniel Ricciardo. Pitted, Hamilton running third, hasn't so far. His teammate Valtteri Bottas not lapping too badly in 4th place, a long way clear of Max Verstappen as well.
Rain prediction in 10-15 minutes.
Vettel hanging back. I think he is hanging back. I think he's probably doing that to show what lap time he can do when he's not quite so close to his teammate.
So Kimi, this is Jock. You two are on different strategies. Your strategies are slightly different, and we'd like you not to hold up, Seb. Thank you.
That you want me to? I don't know, please, just tell me.
That is the 2018 version of Fernando is faster than you. From start to finish, but now he's out of this race.
Box. Get the gap. So gap to now 3 is.
Keep it saying now.
Stay up.
Over in the lead behind the safety car, and we're racing once again. Down through the parabolic we go.
No DRS for a couple of laps, but look at the extra grip Valtteri Bottas has got. Is he going to have a go? Hamilton, he is indeed. He's going steaming down the outside. What's Hamilton going to do about that?
Defend for all his might, but Bottas switcheroo at the hairpin. Now it's wheel to wheel with Hamilton. No team orders at Mercedes. As towards the Mercedes-Benz grandstand they go. Hamilton by half a car length, now a car and a half, has the lead still.
Valtteri, it's James. Please hold position. Sorry.
Copy, James.
Lewis Hamilton from 14th on the grid wins the German Grand Prix, and for the first time in Germany, Mercedes have a 1-2 finish to regain the lead in the Constructors' Championship.
Get in there, Lewis. Miracles do happen, mate.
Guys, what an amazing job by you guys. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful. Love conquers all.
First I didn't think that I was cutting off to bleed.
Hamilton gets away well from Valtteri Bottas. Kimi Räikkönen now.
Then some secrets getting swallowed by the sea.
Between Hartley and Magnussen, Hamilton leads into turn one.
Through a town
Bottas is second. Räikkönen.
I saw a diamond glow. How you blow. I guess I'll never know. With God as my witness, never had it so good. Jumping into love, fires into dry wood. Started off as nothing, now it's gold, and it's all on you. With God as my witness, never had it so good. Jumping into love.
Mate, no power, no power.
Yep. Mode 1.
Mate, really?
Oh, not a... now switches to try and make the move down towards turn 2, and Bottas is struggling for grip, and Sebastian Vettel seized his moment, and the opportunity has come. Oh, and it touched! He wasn't quite far enough ahead!
Of the Ferrari.
Oh, and they touched!
Looking at the girl, hand barely on the wheel. Got nowhere to go, but we can take it slow. How you brought me home, I guess I'll never know.
Hungary before, it's a 6th win in the Hungarian Grand Prix for Lewis Hamilton, who extends his championship lead this afternoon.